Skoda is a brand focused on electrification, and it has, of course, seen huge success with its Enyaq electric SUV. But things take a real step up with this, the new Elroq. It's a compact electric SUV priced very competitively from around £31,500 when it arrives later this year. It's going to take on loads of key rivals, and we've got an early sneak peek at this car in the studio to see what it could offer and whether you should be considering it as your next new electric SUV. The look of the new Elroq is a mixture of very new and very traditional Skoda. It's the first car to get Skoda's new modern solid design, and that means that up front it doesn't get a conventional grille but more gloss black face, which replaces that usual Skoda front end. I'm not entirely sure on the look of the front, but around the back it's classic Skoda, and in fact it just looks like a shrunken Enyaq. Overall, it's a nice, compact and taut design, but up front I wish there was just a little bit more character. If you are familiar with the interior of the Enyaq, then you're going to feel quite at home in the inside of the Elroq. It's got a very similar architecture overall, with lots of cubby areas, and in fact there's 48 litres of additional storage dotted throughout the cabin overall, which should help to keep it as uncluttered as possible. There's a large 13-inch display ahead of me, and that's standard on all versions too, and it's packed full of features, it's nice and responsive, and it's relatively easy to get exactly where you need to be. Twin cup holders down here, as I found on the Enyaq, which I ran as a long-termer, and if you want to, you can check out our full video on that one on the screen now. These cup holders are a little bit small, and this area down here is a little bit small too, but you've got some great storage underneath here, and overall it feels as if it will act as a very reliable source of family transportation. These seats themselves are nicely bucketed, and in fact there are lots of recycled materials which use old plastic bottles and turned into new yarns to create this more eco-friendly design inside. Overall, as we found with the Enyaq, very nicely finished and with loads of practicality functions too. The Elroq sits on the Volkswagen Group MEB platform, and the benefit of that is it has been designed as an electric car first and foremost. That means more space. So in the back here we've got a really flat floor, loads of legroom and plenty of headroom too. It's actually got a slightly elevated seating position too, so you feel slightly above the two people ahead of you, and that's good when it comes to travel sickness because it means that kids back here have got a better view out of the front. In the middle there is this divider, and it might look like that's going to get in the way of whoever's sitting in the middle, but it can be removed, leaving a completely flat floor and lots more legroom than you might expect of a car of this size. As with any Skoda, plenty of storage options, so there's a pocket down here for your mobile phone, and in here there is an extra 2 cup holders for when you want to have a drink on the move. I also really like these rather jazzy seat belts, which help to brighten up this otherwise reasonably dark interior. The material quality is good, the fit and finish is excellent, but most importantly, it's got the space that you need. The rear end design of the Elroq is instantly recognisable as a Skoda, but open this boot and you've got access to a handy 470 litres of storage, and in this particular car we've got a nice rubberised topper which should help the boot look a little bit newer over the lifetime of the car. Now, because of this platform there isn't any under brute force storage, so you'll only find a limited number of cubbies. That means there's nowhere immediate to store the cables. However, Skoda has come up with this simply clever solution of a hammock for the cables, which goes above the boot and above the overall load area, and you can store them away when they're not in use and keep them nice and tidy. The only downside to that, of course, would be if those cables are wet, then everything in there is going to get wet too. So you might have to watch out during the rather wet British weather when you put them back there. But elsewhere, we've got some handy storage selections at the side here, and of course you can fold down the rear seats if you want to and extend the load area even further. The new Skoda Elroq is able to benefit from a variety of technologies that you'll find in the wider Volkswagen Group, and that's why you'll be able to get it in 3 different battery sizes ranging from 55 kilowatt hour to 82 kilowatt hour, and that means you could get a range up to 350 miles from the Elroq. Power outputs range from 168 brake horsepower to 282 brake horsepower, and all get rear wheel drive for now, though I'd expect an all-wheel drive version to be on the horizon. A max charge speed of 175 kilowatts means that you could do a 10 to 80% charge in as little as 28 minutes, though of course smaller battery versions will take even less time.
The Skoda Elroq is definitely going to ruffle a few feathers when it arrives later on this year. With a very punchy price, it's going to come in hot against the competition, and with loads of battery options and plenty of range, it's definitely shaping up as an electric SUV which could open up a whole new world of driving to people who might not have considered an electric vehicle before. Now, of course, we're going to have to reserve final judgment until we get to drive the Elroq fully, but until that point, this is proving and shaping up to be a very interesting EV, and one that I think is well worth checking out when it does arrive in the UK. Thank you for watching this Motors new car look around of the Skoda Elroq. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, please leave us a like below. Let us know in the comment section whether this could be the electric SUV for you. And since you're here, please remember to subscribe to the Motors YouTube channel, and if you hit that bell icon, you'll get a notification each time we upload a new video.